Welcome, I'm Chris from Videomaker, and you're watching our review of the Eizo CG248 Self-Calibrating Monitor. The story goes like this. A box shows up, and it says Eizo on the outside. Well, we knew it was coming, but we weren't expecting it to be a little under 28 pounds. That's heavy. That's especially heavy for a monitor. When we get monitors normally, they're of the consumer type, and, well, they are not meant to be heavy. In fact, they don't want them to be heavy. It makes the building cost less. It also, well, in the consumer world, slim and really minimalist is sexy. That's what sells. But this is a workhorse. This is a monitor that's meant to get a job done. Although it's not bad looking, it is robustly built for professional quality referencing. So it's, well, let's get to the specs. It's a UHD 4K monitor. It's not DCI. That's okay, not too less of resolution, 200 lines or so. It's an IPS panel, pixel density of 185 ppi. That's pretty fantastic. It's got a 1000:1 contrast ratio. And here's a big thing. It's got a Dell to E difference of 3 or less. I mean, that means across the screen, there's only a difference of 3. So, I mean, a lot of consumer monitors, I mean, they don't even come near that. In fact, they don't even tell you the Dell to E rating because, well, the bottom right hand of the screen, the center of the screen, all those places are far different from each other. Just really not a lot of consistency. You're gonna have that color critical monitor with this IPS panel. So, as well, it's a 10-bit monitor, so that means 1.7 billion colors. And it's got this nifty hood. We would have liked to see this hood as an option so you could buy it without it, but it's really nice. So if you need it, you have it. If you don't need it, well, it's gonna sit in the box and gather dust. So what did we do to test? We pulled out this monitor and we tested it against a Dell UP2414Q. Now this is a monitor that's not now sold at all by Dell, but we had it in the house and it was a monitor, well, very similar to this monitor. So we set them up right next to each other. And, well, they have the same pixel density, they have the same viewing angle, which is 178 degrees, they have the same resolution, same contrast ratio. So really, a lot of the specs were just right in line with each other. And quite frankly, they did look very similar to the naked eye right next to each other. But the thing is you have a self-calibrating monitor. So if you need to calibrate your monitors, it's really nice because you can set up a schedule and it will actually self-calibrate. I mean, that's pretty cool. That means that it can do it in the middle of the night. If you are in a production house or whatever, if you have multiple of these, you can have them all fresh and calibrated first thing in the morning every day so that you always have the same experience. That's definitely going to save a lot of man hours getting this stuff right, as well as you don't need a calibrator, an external calibrator to get it all going. Now we had it hooked up to our Mac Pro with an AMD FirePro D700 and we had them both set right next to each other and we brought up test images and tests in general for just about every possible test you could possibly think of and looking at them, and they weren't greatly different. So what really is the difference? What are you paying for here? So you're paying for the self-calibration. It takes about 3 minutes and it's really neat. It cycles through a bunch of colors and it calibrates itself based on the readings of those colors. So it analyzes them and changes the calibration based on that. And in 3 minutes, it goes back up and boom, you're ready to go. And it was really simple. It's right in the menu, very easy to do, and 3 minutes is about how long it took. Most definitely, if you have multiple monitors that all need to be color critical, that you're gonna save a lot of money in HR and man hours because you have the monitors doing it themselves. So let's get down to it. Is it worth the $27.50? Is it worth it? Well, here at Videomaker, we always try to make sure that we have a recommendation. Who is this meant for? Who is it not meant for? So, who is it meant for? It's meant for pros. If you make money doing videography, you need to invest in a monitor that's color critical so that you have the same product all the time. This is a product that's meant to work in and out, work the same all the time, and it's gonna make it so that you can be consistent with your product as well as just have something that's always gonna be working the same. So if you're making money, you wanna have products, you wanna have tools that work day in, day out, all the same. So this is for you. It would be worth the investment. You're gonna get paid back over time with this monitor. Who's this not for? If you are an amateur, you do this as a hobby, you maybe do the semi-professional, so you're not necessarily depending on the income, or it's not your sole income base doing videography or filming, then, well, this isn't for you. It's probably a little too much money for you. It's got a whole bunch of options that you don't need. The hood is probably unnecessary. The self-calibration is probably not necessary. You can use scopes and whatnot if you can learn to read them well, that you might not need them, but it's just gonna be overkill. There's too much here for the hobbyist, the semi-pro. But if you're a pro, definitely for you. So that's really what it comes down to. It's a great monitor. It's really priced right for what it does in the marketplace. But if you don't make your living off of video production all day in, day out, that's your sole income, this monitor's not for you. That's been our review of the Eizo CG248. If you'd like to purchase this monitor and help us make videos like these, you can find a link for that in the description, and it's one click away. As well, we'll have links for the Dell UP2414Q, which actually is no longer being made, but we have an Amazon link for you there, and as well for the Apple Mac Pro, just like the one here on our table that you can use so you know that the experience we had will be the same you have at home. I've been Chris from Videomaker. As always, like, share, and comment. We want to know what you think. And until next time, keep doing the hard work that you do.